So let me paint you the picture. You wake up. You realize there's no over-the-top editing. Clearly, this is no fail-boat video. Instead, you see the ugly mug of the same old visual novel YouTuber you sometimes see in your feed and decide to grace with your grace a view because you decide you're bored that day. Uh, anyways, I already fucked up the intro. Basically, I woke up today in the morning and received an email, which imagine opening up your emails and the first thing you see is an email with the subject line from a VN creator to a VN addict. So yeah, instantly I was hooked. Clearly, uh, either way, basically this email is from one company called Deus Marmota, indie the indie game studio, which is currently making its first game. And basically, their Kickstarter campaign ends in 11 days, and they asked if I could maybe play through the 30-minute demo on my channel. If I would be so kind to maybe like help people make heads or tails of what the fuck this game is about. So I decided, you know what? Why the fuck not? Sounds fun. So that's why we're here now. I feel like I wanted to say something else, but my mind is slipping again. As it often does. Haha. You know, checking out a demo like that would probably be a lot more funnier with alcohol, but hey, I don't have alcohol on me, and also that would be disrespectful. Then again, since when do I care about respect? Either way. But yeah, basically, this is just gonna be a quick view. A quick overview of what this game is gonna be like to help A, spread the word, and B, have people realize if they may want to support the Kickstarter, which I will look over the Kickstarter, its goals, and stuff like that after this. So, yeah, don't immediately close the fucking video the moment you're done with this. I will explain a little bit more, apparently. But yeah, let's just press new game. Choose the difficulty level of the minigames during your game session. Normal. I don't know what the minigames are gonna be. More normal mode validated. Have fun. No, I won't. Don't tell me what to do. I'm my own boss. I'm feeling weird again. Welcome to Azadal, I assume is how it is pronounced. Then again, since when do I know how anything is pronounced? Anyways, before we begin, would you like to know more about the history of this world? This is a bit of a long introduction, I warn you. However, if you don't know this world yet, I advise you read it in order to understand its... What is wrong with the spooky book? And why is it blocking the text? Log. It's stakes. There we go. The word is stakes. This current situation. Yes, tell me everything. Might as well go deep on the juicy lore. Azadal, a beautiful world where all life is connected to it through mana, spiritual energy that constantly surrounds us. At least I assume it says that. I don't want to already be criticizing it, but that is something that is very quickly get on the nerves, so... I do hope they fix that. I'm not one for... Because I'm not one for, like, a beautiful world. That sounds odd without an but at the same time, you can imagine, it's probably supposed to be an there, so it's not something I care about. I'm not one who's over here like, oh no, everything needs to be correct. Like, minor, like, spelling errors, typos, stuff like that, where you can easily just be like, it's supposed to be that. I don't care. Errors like that are quite common in official English translations of games. This is an indie studio making their first game, so I won't be that harsh on them. However, if an UI element is blocking out the text, then I do have to talk about that, sadly. Just as air is indispensable to our body, mana maintains our spirit. Every person here in Azadal is able to feel and channel a small part of this pure energy through their being. It's an innate gift. Today, all our modern technology is powered by this mystical energy, thanks to special crystals which someone can transmit their own reserve of body mana. Weapons, various communication media, everyday items, everything works through these crystals. However, some beings, although extremely aware, are born with a spiritual strength far greater than the average. We have given them the name Magus. These have the capacity to absorb a greater quantity of the ambient mana and can therefore transcend the limits of its use. Limits that its use imposes on the common people. As a result, each mage is endowed with a unique but incredible skill at amount that attacks. Mental manipulation, magical healing, or physical prowess, such as the extent of their powers. Fortunately, power has always been able to corrupt the weakest of hearts. This is why many years ago, more and more mages decided to turn to evil, threatening the balance of the kingdom itself. These evil beings were dubbed supervillains. At least make it something like warlocks. Supervillains just sounds kind of goofy. But that's just a personal issue I personally have. It's just I can't look at someone like, oh no, it's evil supervillain. Like dark mages, warlocks, stuff like that. Supervillains just kind of sounds like, yes. If we decide to use like a term to describe a story as an actual term for something IRL, which is always odd, kind of, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm just nitpicking here. I feel like I'm being extremely fucking rude. Fortunately, faced with the misfortunes of the world, two leagues made up of courageous and benevolent magus rose up to stop them. I think they're using magus as the plural, even though the plural of mage would be mages, while the plural of magus, as in the U word, would be magi. Again, like with things like that, I'm not too tough on them. It's apparently a French studio, so I don't know if they themselves decide to translate it or if they actually hired a translator for that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to be too rough on them. That's also why I'm assuming this is an issue, the block the text. It's just that they had it formatted for French, which caused it to be perfectly serviceable. Like if you didn't like switch to French and now it's actually no, it's still a problem. There is no excuse anyways. Yeah, be gone with the French language. It reminds me of more terrible days back in high school. Ugh. Fuck Mr. Koch. I don't like him. Anyways, it was the advent of the heroes, and in order to protect us, these two groups have risked their lives through terrible battles, with the sole purpose of thwarting the villain's evil plans. Among these heroes were two in particular who possess such an insane spiritual energy that they have been able to develop not one but several extraordinarily powerful powers. The discrepancy with the rest of the mages is such that the legends claim that these two incredible beings are in fact of divine essence. These heroic gods, as they are called today, are each at the head of one of the 2 leagues of heroes. First is called the Gaian League, in honor of King Gaian, their leader. In addition to the ability to fly in the air, the stars seem to have given him titanic strength and resistance. The other, the Celestar League, is led by Queen Celia Celestar. In addition to being as capable of ignoring gravity and splitting the sky, people say that he was bright and powerful as lightning. Lord Fire, L'Amor Oros, I think is how it's pronounced. It's been ages since I last had French lessons. Don't fucking laugh at me. Sweet Nightmare, Martello Mortal. Many of the elite supervillains have fallen to the overwhelming powers of these 2 sides. Of course, each region has its preference, but in fact, we have always been proud of of our heroes. Fortunately, the world was thrown into the Dark Ages when the most powerful supervillain of all time appeared about 19 years ago. The news had simply nicknamed him Dead Knight, an evil with powers even more disproportionate than those of our favorite royal heroes. Once again, the term divinity was evoked, but in a much darker way. In just a few months, this monster annihilated half of civilization. Whether defenders of justice or paragons of evil, no one escaped his destructive madness that at night ravaged everything in his path. The beloved imperial family itself succumbed to this chaos. However, before disappearing forever, the emperor made a promise that would change everything. I said, yeah. He promised his title to the leader of the League, who would save Azadal with the fury of the Dead Knight. After much too costly defeats, it was finally only by joining forces that the 2 leagues managed together to put an end to this nightmare by definitely eliminating the Scourge. Definitively. I mean, this was the first time that heroes ended the lives of supervillains instead of locking them up. Everything was over, and peace seemed to be on the horizon. Fortunately, the scars left by the monster have forever changed the mentality of our world. In the early days after Dead Knight's death, a few remaining supervillains tried to take advantage of the chaos to accomplish their destructive quests. However, this did not last long, for the dark times had taught the heroes an important lesson. Mages are far too dangerous to live. Strengthened by this new commandment, our protectors became at the very time vigilant judges and executioners in the face of crime. Fortunately, most of the heroic mages hadn't survived the madness of dark times. So in order to make up for the shortage of heroes, King Gaian and Queen Celesta decided to open the doors of their leagues to no mages. Non-mages, I suppose that's supposed to be. Backed by their new army of volunteer knights, the 2 leagues set out to wipe out the last remaining supervillains one by one. But in the end, when the term supervillain itself was no more than a historical anecdote, one last problem remained. Who should be allowed to ascend the Emperor's throne? Thus, what remains of the world is today divided mainly into 2 camps, at least for the most part. On the one side, there are those who believe that power should be returned to the Celestar. On the other side, there are those who want the Gaian to be enthroned. This rivalry is the source of a world of conflict that still persists today and seems endless. The Imperial War. I am Valeus or Valeos. Well, I'm the dude. Fight for the League. Celestar, why the fuck not? Celestar, whose queen is the only person worthy to claim the Imperial throne. Now glorious noble knighthood I am. It's always... I'm never a fan of just like, yes, here's the rookie who will raise the ranks. It's just kind of like overdone at this point. Make the guy an actual presence in the world already. But hey, that's my personal take. Many enemies have already fallen under my rifle. Several things can be said about me. First, considering my barbarian name and the fact that there is a beating the shit like rubble behind me, basically. It's not rubble, it's a bunch of paper, but still, it's beating the shit. So, I don't think I have the right to pick that one just for the fun of it. My will is, as far as sun. My spirit is, as free as a catapulted mount. Yeah. And no one will ever be able to take away my, I suppose it should be. I am a curious piece of shit. But all this is nothing compared to my biggest secret, the one I care about the most. For I'm in love with the queen, or I wish to become her champion. You know, there's literally no way to not become a simp. Which is kind of funny. Like, your only path in life, simping. Like, here's the thing. If you got a simp, you may as well simp for real. To achieve my dream, I will stop at nothing and nobody. Here, at the moment of armed battle has just ended. And if I believe the signs of death that is around me, I seem to be the last survivor of this carnage. Confrontation was terrible, and I'm afraid that, once again, many victims were involuntarily involved in our fight. Fortunately, this is part of the rules of the game. In all major wars, there will always be collateral damage. From the collateral damage. No. Not like that. My queen. My dream. I couldn't. No. I'll live. I refuse to die. And shot again. Guy or Celeste, it doesn't matter. They all deserve to disappear. Choose the appearance of your real avatar. Dude or chick? I mean, dude. Your avatar is a man or a woman. Oh, plus what? I'm a dude. I chose him because he's a dude. Atavar. And I'm the last survivor of this absurd carnage. I never wanted to be. It's a crazy world. We refuse to be involved in their stupid war. We chose to remain neutral, away from all of this. So why are we caught between the two great powers? Why does this conflict keep coming to our land? Today, innocent people died. The wrong people. The only people I cared about. Just taken their life. Can't turn back now. They will pay for this. King Guyan and Queen Celester. It's their war. It's all their fault. I'll kill them. Both. Only blood will avenge blood. However, I won't be able to carry out this vendetta in my current state. Avenge it, but luckily I know the person who can help me. Amy, this girl, she used to follow me everywhere when we were children. Even today, I'm sure she will help me. She's healing mages. She was a small clinic in the nearby town where we grew up. She should be able, she's able to look after me. She'll be able. Neither about it. Besides, her healing skills would be very useful in my vendetta. I need her. But I have to be quick before my forces leave me completely. So let's go. Hi, I'm Deus Marmota, but call me Pookie. I'm here to tell you what's next. So there you are on the map of as a doll. I don't know why it suddenly felt weird to say that. Was fucking. As well, the chapters will be available in the future. Sure hope you're as excited as I am to see him. With this demo, we're gonna be taking a little leap forward in the story towards Chapter 2. After finding and recruiting Amy, as well as a few volunteers to his cause, our hero now leaves Yukon, the neighboring region. For Yukon, probably. There he hopes to enlist Yval, his other childhood friend, to help him in his quest for revenge. I invite you to click on the region above to continue your adventure. Okay. Here we go. There's no point in drawing too much attention to ourselves at the moment, so we decided to cross the border with just the two of us, Amy and I. Meanwhile, the others have stayed behind. The mission was to recruit as many of the survivors of the last conflict as possible to our cause. No doubt many will join me. Face the carnage wrought by our enemies. Volunteers will be pouring in by the dozen. After all, anger is a good vehicle for commitment. So we've been walking alone together for several minutes now. By the way, this seems to make Amy strangely very cheerful. The area looks pretty quiet. It's nice. I'm not gonna make a female voice because I can't do female voices, as I'm sure you are able to tell from my current voice. Look, Beast! Aren't the stars beautiful? She's mentioned the stars, not the moon. It's so romantic. Like a date. No, Amy. It's just deceptive appearance. Come on, me! Don't be a cockblock here. You're cockblocking yourself. This area is about to be drowned in the horror of war. Celestial troops have begun to occupy the area, and their knights are already posted all over the place. Top it all off, as we speak, the Gaian army has already taken its place at the gates of the region and is preparing its assault. She looks not very happy. A terrible battle is approaching. It'll be a horrible carnage. Stupid! She says as she probably beats me over the head with one of these weird floating crystals. What? Idiot! Hey! You've ruined everything! Why is she just throwing gotcha capsules at me? What are you talking about? About beautiful stars! The stars? What's that got to do with it? I understand myself! You're the only... it's strange. You always seem very calm with strangers. Both me are full of energy. Amy. We're a dense anime protagonist. It's good. I calm down now. Yeah, so I don't have a projectile anymore anyway. Then maybe we'll be able to keep moving forward. I remind you that we have to find Yval. Yeah. And we have to hurry. This area is very good. Is a very good strategic place. Be long before the Gaian troops try to... dislodge the Celestor by force. This is imminent. The inhabitants of this place will then suffer the same fate as us. Yes, that would be tragic. Like in pain, I need as many as possible. Volunteers. Can't afford to let both empires wipe out my potential recruits again. You're right, we have to save those people. Well, it's important, so I forgive you. Forgive me what? You don't have time for that anymore! You have to find Yval! Enthusiasm is great to see. Then, what's the plan, Beast? Well, first of all, we have to look at the situation. We have to put ourselves in this place to guess what Yval could be doing right now. Knowing him, he must be looking for trouble from someone stronger than he is. Yeah, in spite of his legendary clumsiness, I always had the impression he was running at conflicts. From what I've heard, that hasn't changed. This region, like ours, is neutral, therefore the inhabitants don't carry the royal troops in their hearts. Do you think he was fighting against the Leicester soldiers? Yes and no, not directly in any case. However, the people here are known to be very proud of their independence, so there must be some rebellion movement somewhere in the city. Yeah, the locals won't be overwhelmed very nicely without saying anything. Absolutely. In fact, I'm willing to bet that we'll find Eval in their ranks. It's not hard to guess. You can't resist such a challenge. Our objective is therefore all found. However, where to start? Where are we going to find information about the potential resistance group? Why don't you check with the authorities? No. Authorities? Yeah, the local authorities. Talking about the brigade that is officially in charge of the region. I suppose the brigadiers of Yukal, who lost their authority during the peaceful invasion of the Celestial troops, must be inclined to kick the intruders out of their jurisdiction. On the other hand, nothing proves to us that they didn't prefer to ally themselves with our enemy. Choice seems risky. Any other ideas? Well, I would tend to ask the locals themselves. The locals? Yes, and it's the only one place where we could find information about our scoundrels among the population. Undoubtedly, it is in one of the most malfamous taverns in the whole region that we will find our traces of the resistance fighters. It's true that you're not likely to see Celeste hanging out in this kind of filthy place. At the same time, I understand them. Well, what should I decide? In shit like this, there's always corruption in the brigades. Sorry, Amy, my idea is better. It's far too risky to go to the authorities. Let's go to the underworld instead. But, hurry up, we don't have a minute to lose. But it's going to be creepy out there. Don't worry, Amy. I'll protect you. Unless, of course, you'd rather stay here by yourself. Of course not. Whatever me happens, I'll follow you. You can always count on me. Perfect. Let's go. Are you sure this is the right place? Well, according to the indications we've been given, this tavern is the home of the worst people in the area. Because you really trust all these scary people? Sure. No one ever dares lie to me. That's not what I wanted to pick. Piece of shit. Don't worry, Amy. We'll find our info here, I'm sure. Let's go inside. You know what? I think I felt safer when I was surrounded by Celestial guards on the street downtown. First of all, you have to know if you're in the right place, and there's not 100 ways to do that. Death to Celeste! It's chilly silence. Everyone's looking at us. Yeah! Well said! Let him die somewhere else than here. Perfect, we're in the right place. Let's start by going to the cabin keeper. If anyone knows what's going on here, it'll be him. Okay, let's go. I'll stay behind you. Good evening, Tavern Keep. Sky looks very clear in the city lately, maybe even a little too blue. Man, at a night like you must know a place where I could hope to see a horizon more neutral. I don't think he's gonna tell us anything. We should look elsewhere. He didn't say a single word, that's true. He's a cautious man. On the other hand, his eyes told me enough. He stared several times at a person sitting in the back during our discussion. He's probably the one who will be able to guide me. What do you mean? I see our target. Stay close. Damn, the individual stands up. He surely noticed us. Let's go quickly before he leaves. Alfred, come on. I'll protect you from the blue menace. Right, let go, he says. Hey! Drop it now, bastard! Get out of here, you, if you don't want trouble. She asked you to let her go. We have no time to lose, so obey. I won't repeat it. Me, I plan to take all my time. Not me. Son him. Go to sleep, dumbass. Thanks, Beast. You saved me. After such a hit, you should sleep for a good hour. Can't more than one. If you say so. After all, you are the healing mages. I don't doubt your judgment. And now look how tired's out. Let's catch it. Hey, you wait! Good evening, strangers. I understand that you are looking to join the group of the revolted. The revolted? Talk about an ugly name. I could say that is quite a. It's quite a revolting name. Amy. Don't say that. Anyway, I just confirms the existence of a resistance force. Perfect. Got to figure it out. Would like to get in touch with them. Sadly, afraid you'll never reach him. Beast, it's a trap! And we fell right in. Should have known better, but it's too late to complain. He has already drawn his gun and is holding us his gunpoint. Yes, poor fools, it was our to hunt traitors like you and all, like all the others. You've both fell into the net. So, you eliminate the threat by getting rid of resistance fighters before they are recruited. That's clever. Hey, don't encourage him! Well, I think it's pretty smart. That's not a reason! Fine. Will you shut up? I've already infiltrated every tavern in town! With all these disappearances, the requests to join these dirtier rebels are becoming rarer and rarer. Anyway, there are still a few suicidal people like you, of course. You dirty neutros. The situation is getting out of hand. I have to find a solution for myself, but what to do? Should I try some? Fuck, try to get the gun. With a sharp movement and try to wrest the gun from his hands. Unfortunately, I'm not as fast as a bullet. Shot rang out, followed by a strange but brief sensation. I fucking died. Finally, I'm falling apart forever. Well, fuck you! I have time powers! Don't be so yourself. You have overlooked an important detail. Detail, you say? Yeah. This plan has a huge flaw. Here's a neutros with a sharp tongue. Well, let's hear it. What do you have to say for yourselves? Perfect to pique the assassin's curiosity. Amy, for her part, seems to understand what I'm getting at. It's gonna be tense, but you have to get him to let his guard down at all costs. That will give me new opportunities for action. I'll hope Remy's ready. We'll have to put this guy in a good mood without making him too euphoric. I just did an automatic quick save just in case. So, let's bluff this assassin bastard. You're here. Area to reach. 10 rounds. Why is the chibi dummy thick? It did not have to be this dummy thick. Yes. That'll put him in here. Perfect. Wow. Managed to save time. Honestly, my talent is always divine. Yeah, be an asshole. Why don't you? Listen up, just say you make a great duo. She's gotta play the fucking oh no, I'm so scared. While you're just like, you know what? That's a good plan. You have my fucking compliments. Now, please put the gun away before I shoot you. However, even though the bluff seems to be working, the guy doesn't show any openings. He's a hell of a pro. He's just stalling. It's a shame, Vanuccios. You're both very nice, but what can I say? It's my job. Just a moment. That it can give me a single good reason to go on with this. And yet, nothing. I'm running out of ideas. Well, please, Nuccios, present me your arguments. Here's one! What the? Oh, no way! Is that you, beast? You haven't changed. It's crazy. It's been so long. Buddy, button up your shirt. I had to button up for the recording. You get to button up to join the resistance. Come on. Have some fucking decency. It's hot down here. I also want to open up my shirt. Fuck you. Oh. No, I don't believe it. Val, is that you? That's me. Can't believe you didn't have as much charisma when you were a child. You don't look incompetent anymore. Don't blush at that, please. Ival, the fearless adventurer, had to get up to speed. By the way, your dear Ival's just in time, isn't he? Don't get excited. I would have gotten him myself eventually. Ival doesn't doubt it. Could you stop referring to yourself in the third person, please? It's crazy. Character, it's the same, but physically it's day and night. As a child, he was so clumsy that he couldn't go a day without being covered in bandages. Am I interrupting something? Amy, you still look the same. You, on the other hand, you've put on weight, right? It's called muscle, Amy. It makes you feel better. Call it what you want. Yeah, still the same indeed. It's understandable. You've always been annoyed that he prefers the splendid Ival to you. Oh boy. So there's like, yes. Male childhood friend option, female childhood friend option. What? In your dreams? Idiot, idiot, idiot. What are you talking about? Oh, about anyone. Now, on. Let's see what we have here. Another Celestial Assassin. Sadly, they're well, everywhere these days. He lifts his victims with such ease and without the slightest fear. He's strong and determined. But from up to... He'll be perfect for my plans. He'll be very useful for my plans. Okay, if Ival, the Shadow of the Night Alley, has understood your conversation with our dear assassin, who is littering the floor, you wish to make contact with the revolted? That's right, besides something tells me that you know exactly where we might find him. Indeed, but first tell me why you wish to meet him. You don't live here, what's in it for you? If not a good fight. Fights are for children. Me? I want to annihilate my enemies. King Gain and Queen Celeste are indebted to me, and I'll make them pay. However, I need troops to be able to attack their fortresses. So you want to assassinate the two most powerful heroes in the world? Yes. I will eradicate them and anyone who defends them. But today, it's the city that is threatened by their armies. The enemies who the revolted are also mine, so they are likely to become potential recruits for my crusade. You too, come and join me. You know what? You gotta butter him up. You gotta butter him up. I refuse such a request. God of me, that Ival, the fearless one, will fight by your side. Yeah, alright, we get it. Something wrong, Amy? Got my eyes on you, little Ival. So stay on your side of the line. Small? Excuse me, did you say small or wonderful? Ival, I can hear you with your ridiculous height. From your ridiculous height. Alright, you two, when you're done bickering, maybe we can hit the road. Yes, Amy, grow up. Now follow me. Ival will guide you to the revolted. Welcome to the revolted base. It's crazy, the sewers they're hiding in are just below downtown. after all, hiding right on the enemy's nose is a classic. There are a lot more than I imagined. See if there are even brigadiers with you. Yeah, a group left earlier to liberate them from the brigade's jails. However, according to the report, they failed to save their commander during the escape. The thing seems to have been shot by the traitor who had trapped and locked them all up. Anyway, it's useless to dwell on the subject. Do you want to visit the base? Nah, we have better things to do. I'd like to speak with your boss as soon as possible. But while the ball leads you to him. Yeah, thanks. Hello. Hello? Actually, the commander. It's Ival. Ival, the magnificent leader that revolted at your service. Are you kidding me? Not at all. Why didn't you just say so? For the surprise effect, of course. I will beat you. You always have to do as you please, Ival. Ival? Still so mature. So worse. In fact, I think that brings negotiations to their close. Yes, well, we're not in the woods yet. Yes, it is. We must first liberate this region. These people need hope. If you help us protect these lands from the ravages of imperial war, then Ival, the blade of 1,000 rebels, promises that every one of his warriors and more will follow you. You've been here all along, Ival. Give me an overview of the situation. Sure. Vaulted with me. Celestial troops have been here for a little over a week. They now have authority over all the checkpoints in the area. However, their commander is out of town. You have it on good authority that the main camp of the Celestial troops was established in the castle of Oxel on the outskirts of the region. And that's where it gets interesting. This is where it gets interesting. They are led by the Celestial Prince, the famous Death Cloud himself. You can't expect yourself to look like the good guy when you have a prince whose nickname is the Death Cloud. Unfortunately, we are unable to confirm this after all, despite his fame. No one knows what he looks like. People say he never leaves a survivor in his wake. That's true, besides being super cool. That would explain the curious anonymity. As far as the Gaian troops are concerned, they only started gathering yesterday on the other side of the region, opposite of the Celestial camp. The main camp is currently located in the fortress of Yaldur. The same fortress that once housed the terrible Von Destructor and his henchmen. Here again, we are on the heavy side because it's the Gaian princess, the insatiable beast herself, who intends to lead the assault. She was the one who defeated the current supervillain of the fortress at the time. That probably explains this choice. Simply put, we are literally caught in the pincer movement by both armies, both led by elite members of the heroic leagues. As far, we've been able to slow down their operations by conducting 2 or 3 skirmishes on convoys of supplies and military equipment. Yesterday, we even managed to intercept a shipment of underwear for the Celestial Knights. There must be too much trouble. However, there's only a delay is the inevitable, so we have to keep knocking. Here's the situation, you know everything. Why an underwear convoy? Well, I expect you, Val. You like a kid. Why? The command is so useless and effective that you let our enemies surround us. This situation seems very complicated. What are you gonna do? I more meant you lead like a kid because, yes, let us waste our forces on robbing an underwear convoy. The way he fucking phrased that implied he was aware it was an underwear convoy and thought it would disrupt the armies in any kind of significant fashion. I only see one possible way out. We'll attack both enemy main camps at the same time. Now that's a terrible idea. What? So, the only way to get both armies back, if we were to attack on only one front, the other side would take advantage. That would lead to a general assault. We would then be caught between the two armed forces. However, if we attack directly the two enemy base, if we directly attack the two enemy bases, the fighting will be concentrated only on the borders. And what about the two heroes who lead them? Yeah, the respective little brothers and sisters of the heroic monarchs. These are indeed terrible adversaries. This will only make this fight more intense. Are you crazy? Crazy for adventure, yeah, I'm going to beat you. If I attack members of their family directly, my enemies may come to me of their own accord. The opportunity is good. It's not that insurmountable. In fact, I think we have a good chance of killing them all at once tonight. Think about it. Celestial troops concentrated here, trying to set up their defenses in the area, so their base is potentially weakened in numbers. As for the Gaian troops, their arrival is recent, so they're not in place yet. Otherwise, they would have attacked long ago. I doubt their camps not yet fully fortified. If we're gonna do something, I have to do it now. Oh, it's gonna be huge. We can count on the help of the Val, the Intrepid, and of the Revolted. Perfect of all, I'm counting on you to gather as many volunteers as possible for from the inhabitants. We also need to contact supporters in our home region. Exactly. We also need all the support we can get. We'll need all the support we can get. So we have two targets. Castle of Oxel, where Prince Celester is established his main camp, and the Fortress of Yaldor, where Princess Gaian is preparing to gather troops for the coming battle. I know the Castle of Oxel very well. I often went there during evenings organized by the mages of the academy. It was an enchanting place with an incredible number of secrets, and of course, I know almost all of them. I will lead our troops there. Are you serious, Amy? Seriously think you have the courage to defeat the prince? The one called Deathcloud, the most powerful shadow mages the world has ever known? Don't worry, Val. She's much better than you. Amy has my complete trust. Will follow my instructions. Yes, sir. I will eliminate the prince. For you! Oh, she's a yawn the great. Your favorite brigand always loved to train in places where epic battles were fought. It's invigorating. So you can count on Val the Magnificent to lead the assault on the fortress of Yaldor. He has walked it countless times and knows the place better than anyone. The princes will not survive this night. Sounds perfect. For my part, I'll accompany one of you two to lead the assault. When the battle is over, let's all meet up in the north, in the woods on the outskirts of our respective regions. This will be our meeting point. We'll set up camp there. It'll be a tough fight, but if we win, we will have achieved a real miracle. We have defeated two members of both leagues of heroes. To send a strong message to our enemies. They'll learn of our existence. They will learn to fear us. The day they finally come to confront me. When that day comes, I'll be ready for them. Emmy, Val, get ready. The rebellion enters the war. Thanks for playing. That was the entirety of the little minigame section. There's a lot of these. There's probably types of minigames. These convincing minigames are probably what Amy is all about, while what other character has like a specific minigame for them. Anyway, so yeah, that was Revenge Story. That's the demo of it, at least. And like I said, we'll also be taking a quick look at the Kickstarter. So this can be closed now. There we go, and turn up this. So as you can see, there's the Kickstarter, and the rewards range from just the Steam key and the naming credits, all the way down to just straight up getting a cameo as an NPC in the game eventually. There's even like goals for there's even stretch goals after the maximum is reached, which at some point will include a partial voiceover apparently, as well as new characters to romance. Oh, there's ages. Oh lord, oh lord. Yeah. These are apparently gonna be like some of the romance options. So yeah, we can fuck the enemy princess. That's nice. Mhm. Based on that, I can tell there's probably gonna be sex scenes somehow. Stop staring at his dick! Come on! Anyways, yeah, goals include like there's the game funded, which is they're roughly halfway there, if I remember correctly. Over halfway, yeah. A third, 2/3 soon. Yeah. As said, there's stretch goals, which is like, yeah, here's a new character that'll be added. There's more art. There's like I said, there's another new character that's added, and like I said, the partial voiceover comes in at 4,000. There's an alternate road where you try to become king, which involves these two characters apparently. There's a new region. I don't know what that means. But yeah, all the way up to the final stretch goal is making the characters actually animated in it. So yeah, if you after so yeah, like I said, the rewards like if you want to just go complete crackhead and pledge 1,000, the rewards are like I said, name and credits, Steam key for the game, desktop wallpapers, digital art book, soundtrack, uncensored wallpapers, a pin, a keychain, posters, a poster, mobile, like phone wallpapers, a pillow, a poster set, which will apparently be one post for every character, I assume, since it says +1 per unlocked character, and then one exclusive, signed physical art book, a fucking Docky, and like I said, the cameo in the game as an NPC. Yeah, it ranges all the way up there. That's actually quite interesting. I didn't actually scroll this far down. I know, very, very trustworthy considering that I'm currently doing this. Uh, so this is how they budget this apparently. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. This good challenges. But yeah, like I said, I know I did throw out a bunch of small criticisms, but overall, these are all small criticisms. Aside from the whole text is quite frequently blocked by some UI element. That's like the one glaring issue I would say. Everything else is just a case of I've just been spoiled, I guess. Like this is their first attempt at a game. This is this studio's first game, and for their first attempt, I'd say it's pretty fucking good. It's shaping up to be pretty fucking interesting. I want to destroy the fucking blue-haired twink though. I don't know why, but something about him pisses me off. I don't know what it is. I just want to kind of like fucking smash a fucking bat over his head. But again, this might just be my aggression talking again. You know how I can be. Anyways, but yeah, that was the quick look into Revenge Story. And yeah, go ahead and think if you want to support this. I can't because I don't have money, you know? I think I fucking say this quite frequently. I want a job finally! Sorry, got a bit frustrated there. Anyways, bye.